This year's White House Correspondents' Dinner chucked comedy out the window, and turned very dark and ominous. The event began with a somber speech painting the press as victims of President Trump. The Daily Wire reported that speakers at Saturday night's White House Correspondents Association dinner struck a somber tone, amid signs that the once ultra-trendy, star-studded nerd prom just isn't the event it once was. Last night's event, instead, then, took on a funerary tone. President of the White House Correspondents Association, Olivia Knox, first delivered what Guardian News termed a dark sermon on the state of the First Amendment and the all-encompassing fear journalists who cover the president are now feeling. "I don't want to dwell on the president," Knox said. "This is not his dinner. It's ours, and it should stay ours. But I do want to say this. In nearly 23 years as a reporter I've been physically assaulted by Republicans and Democrats, spat on, shoved, had crap thrown at me. I've been told I will never work in Washington again by both major parties." President Trump skipped the dinner again, and instead held a barn burner rally in Wisconsin. Watch the video. From Guardian. Or the first time in recent memory, the White House Correspondents' Dinner did not have a comedian MC its annual dinner. Instead, the president of the White House Correspondents Association, Olivia Knox, delivered a solemn address to open up the usually jubilant evening. Knox focused his remarks on the threat he said the White House is putting journalists under. "I don't want to dwell on the president," Knox said while discussing President Trump. "This is not his dinner. It's ours, and it should stay ours. But I do want to say this. In nearly 23 years as a reporter I've been physically assaulted by Republicans and Democrats, spat on, shoved, had crap thrown at me. I've been told I will never work in Washington again by both major parties. And yet I still separate my career to before February 2017 and what came after." No continued. "And February 2017 is when the president called us the enemy of the people. A few days later my son asked me, 'Is Donald Trump going to put you in prison?' At the end of a family trip to Mexico he mused, if the president tried to keep me out of the country, at least Uncle Josh is a good lawyer and will get you home." Journalists in the Trump era are under physical threat, Knox said somberly. "I've had to tell my family not to touch packages on our stoop," he told the crowd. "My name is on a statement criticizing the president for celebrating a congressman's criminal assault on a reporter. I've had death threats, including one this week. Too many of us have. It shouldn't need to be said in a room full of people who understand the power of words, but fake news and enemies of the people are not punchlines, pet names or presidential. And we should reject politically expedient assaults on the men and women whose hard work makes it possible to hold the powerful to account." Loading. Let's block ads. Why?